Hello everybody and welcome to a certain scientific Railgun T episode 3 anime review. This episode, man, there was some stuff going down. There was some stuff going on with Misaka. Bloody Imouto proved she's pretty damn cool. Toma showed up briefly. Uiharu was wearing shorts. Kuroko was there a little bit. Dog was there. Let's not forget Dog is a cat. He was hanging out with Owatsuki and Wanai. Congo was pretty funny. A lot of stuff went down. It was a good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's taking Sports Day way too seriously. But it was entertaining to watch, you know. So I agree with that. Anywho, let us just jump right into the episode, see exactly what went down and everything. Let's do this. We begin with this episode with a brief explanation as to what on earth this game is. It's Balloon Hunter, of course, everyone's favourite Sports Day game. Basically, you lob beanbags at your friends' heads until their balloon made of paper explodes. How do you have a balloon made of paper? Isn't that just paper with air? Isn't that just a thing? Am I an idiot here? Balloons aren't made of paper. Who knows? Anyway, immediately the opposite team. It's Tokyo Daya, the main team. Obviously, we're focusing on because they're the good guys, I guess. They're, it's just Misaka's school. Let's not forget, of course, Misaka Imouto is in it instead of regular Makoto Misaka. How many times can I say Misaka? It's a nightmare. They couldn't have called Misaki anything else, like Claire. It would have made I'm gonna, trip my tongue so many times. Anyway, the opposing team immediately runs away because they have a strategy, which, honestly, you might think it's cowardly. I think it's genius, personally. But Imouto had a plan. She was like, we should stick in teams of 3 so we don't get trapped. And everyone just ran off. No one listened to her. Why? You think she's the level 5. You'd think you would listen to her. Misaka Original basically is in the stands saying, basically it's like, oh well, can't be helped. Have fun, I guess. She's wearing a frog mask, so that was funny. A Gekura, sorry, not a frog. They're very different. Uiharu's hanging out with Saturn, and she's also going to defeat cyber terrorists who are going to try and hack into the airwaves, I guess, because she is the best hacker in the history of the world. Apparently, she's like, what, 12? It's pretty indicative of the current landscape of the world. Back to the game now. The game? Sure, we'll call it that. A girl on the opponent's team gets lured to an area where she then bests the enemy telepath. He gets defeated. Psych, not really. The real telepath was in the bushes. Boom. Outsmarted her. I thought that, again, when I read the manga, I read the manga. Thought that was genius. Saw it here. Still thought it was genius. Like, yes, really. That's what you do. They're like, we're weak, so we came up with plans. And it's like, yes. Again, taking Sports Day way too seriously. But still, I appreciate the effort. After that, there's a telepathy person. Also, before we move much further on from this, that's a telepathy. I don't know what effect they had on the the voice, but listen to it with headphones, because it sounds basically what telepathy, I can't say that word for some reason, telepathy, sounds like what that would sound like. It was really good, like, it was like echoey, and it was literally like it was inside your head. It was a really good effect, and whoever came up with that idea, flipping massive props to you, because they could have just done normal voice and I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But it's just a little extra thing, and I thought that was blimmin' genius. She gets scared though by a spider and screams, but it's a telepathy scream. So that means it basically just takes out of commission all her teammates because they're all listening. They're all, sonic boom basically, which is not good. And then after that, some girls don't want to go through mud because Tokyo Dai is a rich school full of aristocrats. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Shut up. Yeah, and then some dudes are talking about how they're going to avoid Misaka because they're basically like, we're winning. We keep this lead. We don't need to mess with her. Which, is she allowed to, she's not allowed to, zap them, is she? She's not allowed to just zap the balloons. That seems like that would completely defeat the game. And then Misaka chases one and, gets her out. Turns out, the person this enemy ran to, place she ran, sorry, was a spot where one of the experiments was, where she died against the accelerator in a way. So she knows all the strats for that area, which I didn't think about beforehand. That's totally cheating, right? She just knows the entire layout of everything really well. She's basically cheater. Yeah, then also some guy like falls through a roof as well. That was pretty funny. She was like, yeah, that's not safe. After that though, oh, while that's going on, sorry, Misaki's watching on the TV. She's like, that's a bit weird. She knows something's up. Also then Kongo got eliminated, and it's so dramatic and really funny. I find it, I don't know why, I find her really funny. Her like over the top snobbiness or her over dramaticness, I think she's really funny. Like, maybe that just says a lot about me. I think Kongo's hilarious. She took out, I think they said she took out like 7 guys, but then she got eliminated herself. The reason being, they didn't have much information on her because she'd just transferred. Although, in the anime timeline, she hasn't just transferred, so it doesn't make no sense. Because I remember right, she doesn't show up in the manga until this arc, but in the anime, she showed up in the first arc. So they've another case of the anime screwing with the timeline, which, you know, they don't do enough of that. But anyway, that's irrelevant. It's very, very relevant. I guess in the grand scheme of things, she did recently transfer, so I guess it's fine. After that though, because, you know, their whole team got eliminated, they decided, okay, we might need to go after Mikoto Misaka after all. I'm sure we'll, and Matey Boy's got a plan. Matey Boy is Baba, I think they called him. He's the guy from, what the hell's the, Member, he's Member. He's a member of Member, that's how you remember. Remember, he's a member of Member, that's how it goes. What happened next? Jesus, what was that? Brief appearance by Kuroko to remind you she exists. She stops a robbery, which, by robbery I mean a purse snatcher. He wasn't like busting it. Yeah, whatever. She's still got the wheelchair, and she's sad because she hasn't seen Misaka, so it's a bit sad. She's like, I've got to see the most recent, I've got to find a TV to watch it on. And it's like, okay. Misaka gets trapped. Again, Misaka Imouto. I've got to specify every time, just in case. Misaka Imouto, she gets like trapped. There's a bunch of them. Their plan is, because basically if they throw it, they can get, like, they'll get like, rebound, I think they said, because of like the zappiness. So they're like, okay, we're not going to throw the beanbags, we're just going to like punch, basically, with the, we're going to go like that with the beanbag. So basically you're punching her in the head is what you're trying to do, or near the head, which is a bit dangerous. However, Misaka Imouto is really skilled at fighting because accelerator and all that. I really like that. She's probably got more combat, she's probably better at like combat than Misaka regular is. Like in like hand-to-hand combat, you know what I'm trying to say. She's like more experienced, she knows what she's doing like better. Whereas Mikoto Misaka fails to zap Toma every week. So, you know, that's her combat experience, I guess. That's less than good. Anyway, that guy Baba, he released an insect which bit Misaka Imouto, which then, because she got bit, she was like, ow, I got bit, and then got eliminated. Whoa, come from behind in the century, Misaka got eliminated. Tokyo Dai lost. We then get to see a brief thing with the Dorb supervisor and like the headmistress Tokyo Dai. They're like, this is the one black mark, and they're acting like it's not a big deal, but then they're like, should we punish them? They're like, yeah, let's punish them, that'll be fun. So yeah, rip, you know, Tokyo Dai's students. They're all going to have to scrub the toilets or something. I don't know. I can't think of nothing else. Misaka Imouto then reports to Mikoto Misaka, real Misaka, but then she's like, have fun. That's what matters most. And it's like, yeah, return your stuff, have some vouchers. I'm gonna have din-dins with my mama. So how you have fun with that, my sister? I could introduce you, but I don't think there's any explaining that, you know? Like, oh, this is my clone. There's about 10,000 others of them, Ma. Congratulations, Ma, you will now have 10,000 daughters, and we're all born on the same day, so, you know, your birthdays kills your wallet. Then we go to Misaka eating with her mama, who is cooking in the restaurant. She's brought a hot pot, which, did she do that in? My gut is telling me she did that in Index as well, but I can't remember in, you know, when this part happened in Index. She goes to a crowded store to find some food. As I said, it's crowded. Toma shows up. Remember Toma? He shows up and talks about peeing, which is, God, even I must say, like, he was being so weird about it that I was like, is that real, Toma? Like, he was like, oh yeah, peeing, you know? And I'm like, that's a girl you're talking. I know it's Mikoto, but, or Misaka. I'll call her both, I don't care. But it's still a girl, Toma. You don't talk about peeing in front of a girl, you flipping loser. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that at all. But yeah, then he goes to get some food. He's like, I'll get you some too, Misaka, I'm a nice guy. Misaki then shows up, talks to Misaka for a bit, and then says about how she's cancelled all her afternoon activities because the morning wore her out so much. She's very not fit, I guess. Well, she is, but she's not. You get what I'm saying. Then Toma comes back, and Misaka says she's a classmate, and Toma has this look on his face. It's like he's looking somewhere, and he's like, I don't believe you, you know. Let's compare. And I'm like, Toma, man, why is Toma turned into such a creepo this episode? Kind of weird. More importantly than Toma being a creepo perv, Misaki, I don't think. Well, she had the dark look on her face. I should probably say, haven't read New Testament, so I don't know if this is ever brought up again. But Misaki had this dark look on her face when he showed up, and then later on, the more damning thing is, she called him Kamijo, and I don't think she heard his name anywhere. So, Misaki no Toma? Like pre-memory loss Toma? I guess that could be a thing. I just thought of that now. I guess that's a perfectly reasonable thing to think. But unless... no, Misaka doesn't call him Kamijo. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Could she read his mind, or would Imagine Breaker block that? It'd block it, right? Who knows? And also she didn't have the remote as well, so... She must know him. Jesus Christ, I've convinced myself she definitely knew him now. So now, if she doesn't... Don't spoil it, by the way, if people are in the comments and they know. Don't tell me if she knows him or not, because... Eventually, I'll read ahead, and that'll be exciting. But yeah, God, didn't even think of that. Really didn't think of that. That's... Can we just have a Misaki series? That would be cool. Certain scientific... What's her ability? Mental out. Mental out is her ability. Just give them all ones. Give Meltdowner an ability. A manga. Give Gunha a manga. Why not? Give number 6 a manga, and it's just blank pages. You know. What am I talking about? We gotta continue on with the episode. But yeah, then she hugs Toma a bit, and the boobs, and Misaka zaps a little bit. Doesn't like the Misaki's getting on with him straight away. Zapping intensifies. After that, Satan and Uehara... Satan basically asks Uehara, help me look for the shadow metal, and she eventually says fine. Turns out she's wearing shorts under her skirt because she's got to go to the gym. You got to do the gym stuff. It's basically what it is. What's it called? She's got to do events, although I thought she was working. So, like, I guess it's, you work this bit and then you go do an event. They scheduled you in for when you're not working. I guess that makes sense. After that, Misaka Imouto passes out because of a bite from the wasp, I assume. And then Legasp, who is there, it's Misaki and that dude, whose name I haven't written down. So either they're behind it, which I think is way more likely given the circumstance, or they just happen to be walking by and are going to help her out. So... maybe. Also, didn't they said they were going to, or like the guy who hired, or no, the guy who was hired, the Baba guy, he said like, weird, I got to incapacitate Makoto Misaka. So was that meant to be regular Misaka, or were they aiming for the little sister? Many questions indeed. That's what I've got this week. That was the end of the episode. I'm really enjoying this, you know. After Index and Accelerator were, you know, this Railgun, it's saving it, and I'm glad. I'm really glad. I liked Index and Accelerator as well, though, so I'm not gonna hate. But you know, comparatively, this has been way more consistent. Although I guess they didn't get quote unquote bad until later. And yes, I'm using air quotes because I don't think they're bad at all. Anyway, I've run out of things to say. So, very interesting stuff happening this week. Next episode is called, what was it called? Tampering, which. Again, I've read the manga and I think I know what's coming up next week. Or at least I remember a scene, which is, you know, and I know I remember a few things. Anyway, not going to spoil, obviously. Thank you everybody for watching this review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe and all that. It's going to be good, yes. I will see you next week for another episode of this. And bye, guys.